All right, so for the last issue, is basically how um, toggling site preferences work. So by default, toggling site preferences almost turns off everything, but it shouldn't do that. It should be more of if I toggle site preferences, right? It basically means I want to remember like the configurations that I have for this site right now. And if I make any future changes, it should remember that also. So here, if I set site preferences to 3, it should remember this. And equally, when I turn it off and go to global settings, then it should delete site preferences because I'm no longer using it. Ideally, that's how I think it should work. And that way, because like there's no need to remember your site preferences if you go back to global settings, because basically forget my preferences. I don't want to have them. So, but if I click on say I was on global, like maybe two like this, right? And probably I'm right here on this side, and then I configure it a bit, like maybe this is a heavy reading site. So I say I want like strong fixations all around, and I want like every word to be bolded out, right? So this I want it like this, and uh, probably I increase my line spacing a bit, and I want these preferences saved, right? So I choose site preferences. But the moment I choose site preferences, it just does something else, right? That's not really um, what I think we should be having. What I think is it should be consistent. Where like if I configure this some way and then I now click site preferences, just copy everything that is currently in here right now and move that as my site preferences. Then over there, if I now say, oh, maybe I want less or something, we just keep it until I hit global and then it deletes that. But this site preferences work, you could probably put that in a separate pull request where we refine it. So for now, let's just deal with the default fixations and the issue with the logic not being consistent for when on page load is enabled uh, and reading mode also checked out. Because this is the last thing. Watch this. So here, I have reading mode turned on, and it's going to keep on remembering this. But watch, if I reload this page, it's going to go off. But if I click here, it's going to come back on. It's going to say it's on, but it's not. Right now it's on, but I didn't tell it to. I didn't say on page load remember anything. I didn't tell it to do that. It's just doing that on its own, right? Because this toggle mode, really, we don't want to really remember toggle mode at all. Because in the moment, I can toggle it anyhow I want. I want it to be off. I want it to be on, right? It's only this when the page loads by default. Do I want it on or off? Nah, maybe I want it on, so I turn it on. And I leave this one off. Just means I want it on by default. So if I come here and probably I load this page, we should know that I've said I want it on, always on by default. And since always on by default is on, then it should turn on reading mode for me because I've just turned it reading on, right?